The Ferrari 275 is a two-seat front-engined Gran Turismo automobile produced by Ferrari between 1964 and 1968. The first Ferrari to be equipped with a transaxle, the 275 is powered by a 3.3 L Colombo 60-degree V12 engine that produces 280 to 300 horsepower. Pininfarina designed the body. 2 cam equals 275 GTB equals. The 275 GTB was a two-seat Grand Touring automobile produced between 1964 and 1968 with a 3.3 litres Colombo 60-degree V12 engine and produced 280 to 300 horsepower. The standard 275 GTB Coupe was produced by Scaglietti and was available with 3 or 6 Weber twin-choke carburetors. It was more of a pure sports car than the GT name suggested. Some cars were built with an aluminium body instead of the standard steel body. A Series 2 version with a longer nose appeared in 1965. Equals 275 GTBC equals, for the 1965 racing season, 4 lightweight 275 GTB Competition Specials, a prototype and 3 production models, were built and equipped with 250 Lumina engines. The design was by Pininfarina and the coachwork by Scaglietti. The design incorporated reduced weight with a 10% reduction in size, smaller diameter chassis, 21-gauge alloy body, plexiglass windows, and magnesium was used in certain engine and transaxle castings. The FAR copyright DAO copyright Ration International de l'Automobile at first refused to homologate the model as a GT contender but settled on a compromise when Enzo Ferrari threatened to abandon the motorsport. For the 1966 season, Ferrari decided to build 12 lightweight 275 GTBC cars. They were constructed between the end of the 275 two-cam production run and the start of the 275 four-cam production run. Even though they very much resembled the road-going 275 GTB, not one body panel was the same and underneath very little of the road car remained. Mauro Ferrari designed a special super lightweight steel and aluminium version of the 275 GTB chassis. A regular suspension was fitted, but it was made slightly stiffer by the addition of extra springs. Scaglietti bodied the chassis with an ultra-thin aluminum body. The panels were about half as thick as the ones used on the GTO and the Cobra, even leaning on the 275 GTBC would dent the body. The entire rear section was reinforced by fiberglass to prevent it from flexing at the slightest impact. In all, this focus on saving weight made a difference of over 150 kilograms compared to the alloy-bodied road cars. Like the 4 Competition Specials, the 275 GTBC was powered by the 250 Lumina engine. Somehow Ferrari forgot to mention to the governing body that the 275 GTB had a 6 carburetor option, so only a 3-carb engine could be homologated. Specifically for the 275 GTBC, Weber constructed the 40DF13 carburetor of which 3 would replace the 638 DCNs found on the 250 Lumina. The rest of the drivetrain was similar to the 275 GTB, but strengthened slightly. 2 of the 12 built were sold for street use. Unlike the race cars, these street cars were fitted with alloy wheels shod with Pirelli tires. Competition cars were fitted with special Barani wire wheels, shod with Dunlop's latest racing tires. It was this combination that would prove to be the weak spot of the 275 GTBC. The tires had so much grip that they could overstress and break the spokes on the wheels. After the 275 GTBC, no competition Ferrari would be fitted with wire wheels again. A British entered 275 GTBC finished 8th overall, gaining class victory in the 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans. Equals 275 GTS equals. Pininfarina built 275 GTS Roadsters for the American market between 1964 to 1966 with entirely different bodywork. It was intended to be more of a GT car and less of a sports car than its GTB brother. The 275 GTS was replaced by the 330 GTS. leaving no 3.3L convertible in the range until the creation of the 275 GTB/4 NART Spider. 4 cam equals 275 GTB/4 equals, introduced at the Paris Motor Show in October 1966, the 275 GTB/4 was a substantially updated car. Built by Scaglietti, it featured new bodywork and was the first Ferrari to not be offered with wire wheels. Power came from a substantially reworked Colombo V12, still with 2 valves per cylinder but now with a 4-cam engine and 6 carburetors as standard. In a departure from previous Ferrari designs, the valve angle was reduced 3 degrees to 54 degree for a more compact head. The dual camshafts also allowed the valves to be aligned correctly instead of offset as in the SOHC Ferraris. It was a dry sump design with a huge 17 quarts capacity. The individual cylinder capacity remained unchanged at slightly under 275 cc's, which as before gave the model the first 3 digits of its name, and when multiplied by the number of cylinders equals 3,286 cc's total swept volume. The transaxle was also redesigned. A torque tube connected the engine and transmission, rather than allowing them to float free on the body as before. This improved handling, noise, and vibration. Porsche synchronizers were also fitted for improved shifting and reliability. The 275 GTB/4 could hit 165 miles per hour with its 300 horsepower 284 cam versions were produced through 1968. In 2004, Sports Car International named the 275 GTB/4 number 7 on the list of top sports cars of the 1960s. Equals 275 GTB/4 NART equals a 275 GTB/4 NART Spider version was only available from a single American dealer, Luigi Chinetti. He asked Sergio Scaglietti and Enzo Ferrari to build a few Spider, a convertible with no roof, versions of the 275 GTB/4, which he bought for approximately $8,000 each. NART stood for Chinetti's North American Racing Team. It was to be a custom run of 25 cars straight from Scaglietti, but because of low sales, just 10 were built in 1967 and 1968, making this one of the most valuable Ferraris. The 10 NART Spiders used chassis numbers 09437, 09751, 10139, 10219, 10249, 10453, 10,691, 10,709, 10,749, and 11,057. In August 2013, a 1967 275 GTB/4, owned by the late Eddie Smith of Lexington, North Carolina, sold for $27.5 million at auction in California. This was a one-owner car that, while was not driven daily, was driven on a regular basis. It had remained in the Smith family for 45 years. The NART, driven by Faye Dunaway in the 1968 film The Thomas Crown Affair, was serial number 09437, the first produced. It came second in its class in the 1967 12 Hours of Sebring before being repainted and used for the movie. In August 2005, it fetched $3.96 million at auction. Accolades: in a contemporary road test, Road and Track commended the Spider as the most satisfying sports car in the world. Motor Trend Classic named the 275 GTB GTS as number 3 in their list of the 10 greatest Ferraris of all time. References: General references. Specific citations. External links: official websites for 275 GTB, a Euro 275 GTS, a Euro 275 GTB Competition, a Euro 275 GTB4.